Ever imagine yourself wandering through a city dripping with Southern charm, like something out of a movie?
You know, where Spanish moss hangs from the trees, secrets whisper on every corner.
That's Savannah, Georgia. And tonight, we're diving deep into a real-life mystery that shook this town to its core.
Oh, a story so good they made a book and even a movie about it, huh?
Exactly. We're talking about John Berendt's Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil.
Ah, a classic. A blend of true crime and, well, you could call it a cultural deep dive into Savannah society.
Precisely. We're going to untangle fact from fiction, peel back the layers of this unique city, and explore a case that's as much about Savannah as it is about the crime itself.
Sounds intriguing. Where do we even begin with a story like this?
Now, picture this. 1981, Jim Williams, a prominent antiques dealer, shoots Danny Hansford in his historic mansion.
Hold on, in his own home. Was it a robbery gone wrong?
That's where it gets complicated. Williams claims self-defense, but not everyone bought it.
Ah, I see where this is going. A juicy trial, maybe?
Oh, you have no idea. Try 4 trials. This case dragged on for years, captivating the entire city.
Wow. 4 trials. Talk about a legal roller coaster. That must kept everyone on the edge of their seats.
Absolutely. And that's one of the things that makes this book so fascinating. It wasn't just about the crime itself. It was about how this whole event exposed the underbelly of Savannah society.
I can imagine. A town like that, so steeped in tradition and appearances, suddenly having its dirty laundry aired out for everyone to see.
Exactly. And Berendt did a masterful job of capturing that. He painted a picture of Savannah that wasn't just beautiful and charming, but also had this dark undercurrent of secrets and scandals.
He really brought those characters to life, too, didn't he? I mean, reading that book, you feel like you're actually walking those cobblestone streets alongside them.
Absolutely. We can't forget the unforgettable characters that populate this story. First, you have Lady Shebley, the flamboyant drag queen who pretty much ruled the nightlife scene.
Oh, I remember her. She had such a sharp wit and a take-no-prisoners attitude. A true Savannah icon.
Exactly. And her perspective in the book gives us a glimpse into a side of Savannah that the polite society tried to keep hidden.
Right. She was like a walking, talking challenge to the city's carefully crafted image.
Then there's Minerva, the voodoo priestess, adding a layer of mystery and Southern Gothic intrigue to the whole story.
Minerva. I always wondered how much of her story was real and how much was Berendt playing with the Southern fascination with the occult.
That's the beauty of it, isn't it? It makes you question what's real and what's imagined, especially in a place like Savannah, where folklore and reality seem to blend together.
Speaking of blurred lines, we can't forget the central figure, Jim Williams. Was he a cold-blooded killer or a man trapped in a terrible situation?
Right. On one hand, he was this respected antiques dealer, restoring historic homes, trying to preserve the past. But then there's this violent act that just throws everything into question.
It really makes you think about the duality of human nature, doesn't it? How someone can be both charming and ruthless, a pillar of society, and yet capable of something so dark.
And that brings us back to the book's title, Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil. The garden representing Savannah's captivating beauty, but midnight hinting at the hidden secrets and transgressions lurking beneath.
It's like that classic Southern Gothic theme, the decay hiding behind the grandeur, the contrast between what people present to the world and what's really going on behind closed doors.
It makes you think about all the other secrets hidden beneath the surface, not just in Savannah, but in any place with a history as rich and complex as this one.
It's like peeling back layers of an onion. The more you learn, the more you realize there's even more to uncover. And sometimes what you find isn't pretty.
Which brings us to the ultimate question. If you were on the jury, could you confidently decide Jim Williams' guilt or innocence?
That's what I love about this book. It doesn't give you easy answers. It makes you confront those gray areas, the blurred lines between perception and reality.
And that's especially relevant in a place like Savannah, right?
Mhm.
Where image and reputation meant so much to these characters.
Absolutely. It makes you wonder, what would you do to protect your own secrets? What compromises would you make to maintain your standing in a community like that?
Those are some heavy questions, and it's what makes this story linger long after you finish the book.
Yeah.
You find yourself questioning not only Jim Williams' guilt or innocence, but also the nature of truth itself.
Precisely. And that, I think, is one of the most powerful things about Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil. It's not just a murder mystery. It's a meditation on storytelling, on how we perceive truth, and how much of what we see is shaped by the stories we're told, by the way a place chooses to present itself to the world.
Absolutely. Berendt's work challenges us to look beyond the surface, to question what we think we know, and to embrace the complexity of human nature.
And of course, it's just a captivating read. The characters are so well developed, the setting is so rich, and the story is just so darn compelling.
I couldn't agree more. So, if you're looking for a book that will transport you to a world of Southern charm, tangled mysteries, and unforgettable characters, I highly recommend giving Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil a try. It's a deep dive into the heart of Savannah, and it might just leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about truth, justice, and the secrets that lie hidden beneath the surface of a seemingly idyllic town.
You might even find yourself booking a ticket to Savannah to see it all for yourself. Just be careful what secrets you uncover in those moonlit gardens.
Until next time, keep exploring those hidden corners of history. And remember, sometimes the most fascinating stories are the ones that blur the lines between fact and fiction.
And never underestimate the power of a good mystery to make you question everything.